Well, METCA, you got me. You finally got me. Okay, so METCA, the Metropolitan Division of the TCA, the Train Collectors Association, they are headquartered in northern New Jersey, I believe METCA is. And then they sort of fan out from there in northern New Jersey and then southern New York, the 5 boroughs up into Ulster County and that sort of area. So they're a pretty big part of the TCA, and one of the things they've become known for over the years is their amazing custom runs that they do with Lionel, Atlas, and MTH. And I've seen a lot of their custom runs over the years, and I thought, wow, those are really nice. But I've never had one that I just absolutely had to have no matter what. And you know how it is. Sometimes you see something in this hobby where you're like, wow, that's really nice. If I can afford it, if I can fit it into the budget, maybe I'll get it. If not, it's not the end of the world. And then other times you see stuff and you say, oh my God, I gotta have it by any means necessary. I don't care if I can afford it or not, I gotta have it. That finally happened with me and METCA a few months ago. So late last year, Lionel came out with their new E6 sets. Some of them were AAs, some of them were ABs, but they were absolutely gorgeous, and each road name came with a super bass unit that you could buy separately. And I know all this because I've already got 2 of those cataloged sets. I've got the GM Demonstrator that has the partially transparent shell. I've got the Southern set, although I don't have the Southern super bass unit. And that's the reason I haven't done a full review video on the E6s yet, is because I'm waiting to get that Southern super bass unit before I do the video. And I'm actually going to be buying that unit in a few days. So I had those on hold, and then METCA came along. So I was already aware that METCA had done a custom run Santa Fe E6 set. And that appealed to me for a number of reasons. First of all, Santa Fe is one of my all-time favorite railroads. I mean, right above me, I've got a whole wall of just Santa Fe diesels, and that's just the diesels, not the steam engines. I've got a lot of Santa Fe in my collection. I don't know if it's the #1 locomotive in my collection that I've got in terms of numbers, but if it's not #1, it's near the top. I love Santa Fe. Secondly, the E6 sets are gorgeous, as I said. And third, the E6 set that METCA did had a completely transparent shell on both the A and the B units, which to me seemed really cool. So it was already sort of on my radar. And then the Spring York show happened, and I saw some videos of the E6 set in action up at York, and I saw Travis from the Lower Susquehanna Club. He did his little custom LED work on his set, and so when I saw those videos from York, I said, oh my gosh, okay, I gotta get this now. And so I finally pulled the trigger and got my first METCA custom run set, the beautiful all transparent shelled Santa Fe E6 set. Now, I'm not going to do a full review of the E6 in this video because, as I said, I'm waiting for that Southern super bass unit, and once that comes in, I'll do a full review using all 3 sets, the Santa Fe, the Southern, and the GM Demonstrator. That's going to be a really cool video, and these really do deserve their own full review video because these sets are so amazing. There's so much to talk about with them. I mean, they've got fixed pilots. I like the way the smoke units are set up. I mean, there's just really cool stuff going on with these sets, and they also run great and sound great. So there will be a full review of these E6s coming up in the near future, but in the meantime, we're going to check out the custom run Santa Fe set that METCA put out. So here we go. All right, so here's the box the METCA set came in. On the tag, it says METCA Santa Fe Legacy Super Bass E6 AB 2401590 for the model number, with an on-the-water date of August 31st, 2024. Now, for this unboxing from my knife collection, we'll be using this guy appropriately. This is the Victorinox Climber Silvertech, and it kind of has a see-through appearance on the scales. So I figured that was an appropriate choice for this set. And there's our box tag, METCA Santa Fe Legacy Super Bass E6 AB, powered E6A and Super Bass E6B, both locos Legacy and Bluetooth control, both locos fan-driven smoke, Super Bass B unit and 036 minimum curve. All right, A unit, B unit. We'll open up the A unit first. Got our instructions. Oh, wow. That is incredible. Looks even better in person than it did in the videos. Uh-oh. So we've got a couple pieces that came loose from the trucks in the box. Now, I could be one of these people that throws a temper tantrum about it and screams and yells at METCA and Lionel and everybody else about it. Or I could do the grown-up thing and just put them back on the trucks with a little bit of CA glue. I think they go, yeah, it's these pieces right here. Yeah, they go right there, and the other one goes right there on the other side. So a little CA glue, and they'll be good as new. No big deal at all. I love the transparent shell. They had a little bit of it on the GE unit that I got, and this goes full tilt with the transparency, and man, it's incredible. Yeah. Check that out. So this is the Super Base B unit. Man. I love it. This is awesome. I love it. And here they are on the track. These things just look incredible. I love these transparent shells. Now, those pieces that broke off during the unboxing, let me talk about those for a second. So the way those work is that the truck frames themselves are die-cast metal, but those little detail pieces are plastic. And the way they attach to the truck is that there are two plastic pins coming off of the plastic detail piece, and those pins go into corresponding holes on the die-cast metal truck side frame. And what happened was those plastic pins simply broke off, and then the detail piece fell off as a result. Now, I'm not sure how that happened. If you saw the unboxing, the boxes kind of fell out abruptly out of the box, but that was only one unit, and there were actually several of those pieces broken off. There were a couple on each unit, and so I don't think it was from my unboxing. I think they broke off during shipping. Now, of course, a lot of people would get upset about that. There's people on forums and Discord and so forth that would just explode with rage at Lionel and all that kind of stuff. But it's not a big deal. I was able to fix them very easily. And in fact, they're better than they ever were, because what I did is I actually replaced the plastic pins. I drilled those out and replaced them with metal pins. I put those in with epoxy, and then I secured them to the trucks with epoxy. And so now they are better than they ever were. They're not going anywhere. And you know what? I actually enjoyed doing the fix. I get a lot of enjoyment out of fixing and maintaining trains. And so for me, when a train arrives with a piece broken off, it's really not that big of a deal. And I actually look forward to fixing it. And in this case, I actually improved it, and I'm very happy with the result. Again, no big deal. And there was no way I was going to let a couple broken pieces ruin such a beautiful set. So I'm happy. Let's move on. Oh, and by the way, if you want me to do a video showing you how I fix them, let me know and I'll put one together. I don't know if you guys want to see that or not. So as I said in the video, I'm not going to do a full video because I want to do it on all three sets at the same time. But this is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, my God, this transparent shell just looks incredible. I mean, I can't get over it. It looks awesome. So you've got two motors up front and a sound system. The Super Bass unit has a sound system to enhance the audio footprint. Both units have smoke units, and both units feature legacy control. And one of the things I like about these is that when you have the Super Bass unit, you can control what sounds come out of it. You can have just engine sounds, or you can have engine sounds and crew talk, or engine sounds, crew talk, and horn and bell sounds. So you can really do whatever you want, and that means you can run this with anything you want. You don't have to run it with the A unit. Now, it doesn't have motors, so it won't be able to move under its own power, but yeah, you can run this with anything you want. Now, what I usually do when I'm running an A-B setup like this with a Super Bass unit is I configure the Super Bass unit with the switches under the hood here, so that it has engine sounds and horn and bell sounds, but not crew talk sounds. And the reason I like to do that is because obviously you've got the twin engine sounds. You don't want to have twin crew talk sounds. That'll sound a little bit odd, but I love having a dual bell and horn effect. It gives it this really cool stereo effect. It might be hard to pick up on the video, but trust me, it's amazing. So yeah, that's how I like to run these things. And the final thing I want to talk about before we take it for a spin is the price. The AB set was right at $1,100, and it's available on the METCA website. I'll put a link to it in the description and also in the video. I don't know how long they'll have them in stock, but man, I'm really glad I got one of these. So that's enough talk. Let's go ahead and end the video by taking this thing for a spin. That's going to do it for now. I'm Eric Siegel. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, enjoy the ride, and I'll see you next time.
This is the dispatcher. Get us set up running. Your train will be ready at 17:30. Over. Roger that. Let's get to work. Out. Dispatcher, made up. Am I clear to the outbound? Over. You're clear to proceed east. Out.
To discuss this model and any other O-gauge trains, check out the O-Gauge Railroading online forum at ogrforum.ogaugerr.com.